Letters of Swami Vivekananda, the new edition in 4 volumes. Letter number 256, addressed to Sri Alasinga Perumal, Vedanta Society, 54 West 33rd Street, New York, the 6th May 1895. Dear Alasinga, this morning I received your last letter and the first volume of the Bhashya, that is commentary, of Ramanujacharya on Brahma Sutra. A few days ago I received another letter from you. Also I received a letter from Mr. Mani Iyer, footnote, Justice S. Subramania Iyer of Madras, footnote ends. I am doing well and going on in the same old route. You mentioned about the lectures of Mr. Lund. I do not know who he is or where he is. He may be someone lecturing in churches. For had he big platforms, we would have heard of him. Maybe he gets them reported in some newspapers and sends them to India. And the missionaries may be making trade out of it. Well, so far, I guess from the tone of your letters. It is no public affair here to call forth any defense from me, for in that case I will have to fight hundreds of them here every day. For India is now in the air, and the Orthodox, including Dr. Barrows, and all the rest are struggling hard to put out the fire. In the second place, every one of these Orthodox lectures against India must have a good deal of abuse hurled against me. If you hear some of the filthy stories the Orthodox men and women invent against me, you will be astonished. Now, do you mean that a sannyasi should go about defending himself against the filthy and brutal and cowardly attacks of the immoral men and women here? I have some strong friends here who rise up and give them their quietus. Again, why shall I fend my soul to defend Hinduism? If the Hindus all go to sleep, what are you 300 million doing there? Especially those that are so proud of their learning, etc. Why do not you take up the fighting part and leave me to teach and preach? Here I am struggling day and night in the midst of a nation of enemies. Firstly, to make my bread, and secondly, to get enough to help our friends in India. What help India sends? Did the world ever see a nation more bereft of patriotism? If you could send and maintain for a few years a dozen of well-educated strong men to preach in Europe and America, you could have done immense service to India, both morally and politically. Every man who sympathizes with India morally becomes a political friend. The other nations think of you as naked savages and therefore only fit to be whipped into civilization. You can only beget children like rats and mice. That you can with a vengeance. If you 300 million sit down, cowed even by the rascal of missionaries, you cowards, and dare not say a word, what can one man do in this far distant land? Even what I have done for you, you do not deserve. Why do not you send your defenses in the American magazines? What prevents you? You physical, moral, spiritual race of cowards, you animals fit to be treated as you are, with only two ideas before you, lust and money. You want to prod a sannyasi to a life of constant fighting? And you are afraid of the Sahib Logs. Footnote, Sahib Logs is a Hindi term generally used to refer to the British and people of European descent. Footnote ends. Even missionaries. And you will do great things. Pish! Why do not some of you write a beautiful defense and send it to the Arena Publishing Company of Boston? The Arena is a magazine which will gladly publish it and perhaps pay you hard money. So far it ends. Think of this when you will be tempted to be a fool. Think that up to date, every blackguard of a Hindu that had come to Western lands always criticized his land and faith to get their praise or money. Think of this that I did not come to seek name and fame, but it was forced upon me. What shall I do in India? Who will come to help me? Has India changed its slavish nature? Your children, you prattle, you do not know what. Where are the men in Madras who will give up the world to preach religion? Increase of population day and night and realizing God cannot go together, not a day. I am the one man who dared defend his country, and I have given them what they never expected from a Hindu, giving them tit for tat with a compound interest. Now they are all against me, but I will never be a coward like you. I will die game, as they say. But there are thousands in this country who are my friends and hundreds who will follow me unto death, not like the hypocritical Hindu disciples. And every year they will increase, and if I live and work with them here, will be fulfilled my ideal of religion, my ideal of life. Do you see? About the Temple Universal, I do not hear much now, but I have got a firm footing in New York, the very center of American life, and my work will go on. I am taking my disciples to a summer retreat to finish their training in yoga and bhakti and jnana, so that after me they will carry the work on. Thus I am going on. My ideas cannot grow in India. Now, my boy, I have scolded you enough. You deserve it. Go to work about the organ. I have sent some money to Calcutta. Within a month, I will be in position to send you some money. Very little now, but I will continue it onward. So go on with the work. Do not go about begging to the Hindu beggars. I will do it all myself with my own brain and strong right hand. I do not want the help of any man here or in India. I will earn money enough to keep up both Calcutta and Madras. Do not press too much Ramakrishna avatar. Now I will tell you my discovery. All of religion is contained in the Vedantas. That is in the three stages of Vedanta philosophy, the Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita and Advaita. One comes after the other. These are three stages of spiritual growth in man. Each one is necessary. This is the essential of religion. This Vedanta, applied to the various ethnic customs and creeds of India, is Hinduism. The first stage, that is Dvaita, applied to the ideas of the ethnic groups of Europe, is Christianity. As applied to the Semitic groups, Mohammedanism. The Advaita, as applied in its yoga perception form, is Buddhism, etc. Now, by religion is meant the Vedantas. The applications must vary according to different needs and surroundings and other circumstances of different nations. You will find that although this philosophy is the same, the Shaktas, Shaivas, etc., each apply it to their own special cult and forms. Now, in your journal, preach article after article on these three systems, showing their harmony as one after the other, and at the same time keeping of the ceremonial forms altogether. That is, preach the philosophy, the spiritual, and let people suit it to their own forms. I want to write a book on this subject. Therefore, I wanted the three bhashyas, but only one volume of the Ramanuja has reached me yet. The American theosophists have seceded from the others, and now they hate India. Poor things, as if lie will ever triumph. And study of England, who has lately been in India and met my brother Shivananda, wrote me a letter wanting to know when I go over to England. I wrote him a nice letter. What about Babu Akshay Kumar Ghosh? I did not hear anything from him more. Give the missionaries and the others their due. Get up some of our very strong men and write a nice, strong, but good toned article on the present religious revival in India and send it to some American magazine. I am only acquainted with one or two of them. You know, I am not much of a writer, and then I am not in habit of going from door to door. I sit quiet and let things come to me. A new magazine just started called the Metaphysical Magazine is good in New York. Paul Carus's magazine is not very bad, but very little circulation here. Now, my children, I could have made a grand success in the way of organizing here if I was a worldly hypocrite. Alas, that is all of religion here, money and name, equal to clergy, in bracket money and lust, equal to laity. I am to create a new order of humanity here, who are sincere believers in God and care nothing for the world. This must be slow, very slow. In the meanwhile, you go on and give the missionaries their due, if you like, and are brave enough. If I go to fight, for you know, the missionaries only abuse, never argue. My disciples will get aghast. I must not. The other day, the Ramabai women got a strong right-handed blow from Professor Lewis G. Janes, one of my staunch friends. I send you the extract. Footnote, Dr. Lewis G. Janes, who was the president of the Brooklyn Ethical Association, wrote several open letters to the editors of the newspapers of Brooklyn, refuting the misconstrued charges point by point and defended Swamiji uncompromisingly against the propaganda of the Ramabai circle. Footnote ends. So you see, they will get such smashers from my friends here, and from time to time you give them a few in India, and between both I steer my boat right straight. Now I am bent upon starting the journal. It must not be flippant, but steady, calm, and high-toned. I will send you money, do not fear. Work on. I will send you money. I will get you many subscribers here, and I will write articles myself and get articles written from time to time by American writers. You get hold of a band of fine study writers. Your brother-in-law, M. Rangacharya, is a fine writer. Then I will give you letters to Haridas Bhai, Diwan of Junagadh, Khetri Raja, Thakur of Limdi, and others who will subscribe, and then it will go on. Be perfectly unselfish, be steady and work on. We will do great things, do not fear. Make it a point to have a translation of one of the three bhashyas in each issue. One thing more, be you the servant of all. Do not try in the least to govern others. That will excite jealousy and destroy everything. The first volume ought to be very nicely got up. I will write an article for it and get some other strong articles from fine writers in India on different subjects. One ought to be a translation of part of the Dvaita Bhashya. On the cover will be the names of the articles and the writers. On the four margins of the covers will be the names of the strongest articles and that of the writers. Within the next month, I send you the money with the article. Go on. You have worked wonderfully. We do not want any help outside our own. We will work it out, my boy. Be faithful and patient. Samanna may help you some, I hope. Do not antagonize my other friends. Live in harmony with all. My eternal love to all. Ever yours with blessings, Vivekananda. Postscript. Consult Mr. Mani Iyer and other gentlemen on all occasions. Nobody will come to help you if you put yourself forward as a leader, and that is perhaps the secret of your failure. Now, Mani Iyer's name is sufficient. Failing him, get some other big folks to lead. Kill self, ego. First, if you want to succeed. V. Om Tat Sat.